Hello and welcome to another episode of Current Affairs MCQ. Let us look at previous day's question. With reference to coastal regulation zone in India, consider the following statements. 1. CRZ1 includes ecologically sensitive areas and the intertidal zone between low tide line and high tide line where no construction is generally permitted. 2. CRZ3 refers to rural and relatively undisturbed areas where regulated development is allowed beyond 200 meters from the high tide line. 3. CRZ4 includes the aquatic area from the low tide line up to 12 nautical miles seaward, where traditional fishing and related activities are prohibited. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only, B. 1 and 2 only, C. 3 only, D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option B. CRZ1 or Coastal Regulation Zone CRZ1 includes ecologically sensitive areas such as mangroves, coral reefs, sand dunes and the intertidal zone between the low tide line and high tide line. These areas are highly protected and no construction is generally permitted except for activities related to defense, disaster management or essential public utilities. Hence, statement 1 is correct. CRZ3 covers rural and relatively undisturbed areas. In these zones, no development is allowed up to 200 meters from the HTL. However, regulated development such as housing for local communities and tourism-related activities may be permitted beyond 200 meters subject to environmental safeguards. Hence, statement 2 is correct. CRZ4 includes the aquatic area from LTL up to 12 nautical miles seaward. While industrial activities and discharge of untreated waste are prohibited, traditional fishing and allied activities are permitted. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer.
Welcome SSC aspirants. Drishti SSC is here to support you every step of the way. With free live classes, previous year questions, PYQs, demo classes, exam notifications, and strategy videos. Whether you're starting your journey or looking to refine your preparation, we've got you covered. Subscribe to our channel and stay updated with all the resources you need to crack your SSC exams. For more details, call us at 8750187501.
Now let's begin with the first question. Welwitschia mirabilis, recently seen in the news, is best described as A. Newly discovered deep sea creature, B. Rare desert plant surviving for thousands of years, C. Extinct dinosaur species fossilized in Africa, D. Medicinal fungus found in the Amazon rainforest. The correct answer is option B. Welwitschia mirabilis, national plant of Namibia, is a rare ancient plant native to the Namib Desert in Namibia and southern Angola, often called a living fossil due to its remarkable longevity and unique features. Namibia's highest civilian award, the Order of the Most Ancient Welwitschia mirabilis, is named after this plant. Some specimens are over 1500 years old, making them among the oldest living plants. Many desert-dwelling animals such as zebras, oryx, and black rhinoceros feed on the leaves of Welwitschia as a vital source of water. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 2. Consider the following statements regarding the Brahmaputra River. 1. It originates from the Chemayungdung Glacier near Mansarovar Lake and is known as Yarlung Sangpo in Tibet. 2. Majuli, the world's largest river island, lies in the Brahmaputra River. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only, B. 2 only, C. Both 1 and 2, D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C. Brahmaputra River originates from the Chemayungdung Glacier near Mansarovar Lake and is known as Yarlung Sangpo in Tibet. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It flows through the territories of 3 Asian countries, China, Tibet, India, and Bangladesh. Majuli, located in the Brahmaputra River in Assam, is the world's largest river island. In 2016, it became the first island in India to be declared a district. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 3. Consider the following features. 1. It is arboreal, diurnal, and non-migratory. 2. It inhabits tropical, subtropical evergreen, and moist deciduous forests. 3. It serves as the official state bird of Kerala and Arunachal Pradesh. Which of the following species is best described by the above features? A. Great hornbill. B. Indian peafowl. C. Malabar trogon. D. Indian paradise flycatcher. The correct answer is option A. Great hornbill is a large bird from the Bucerotidae family, characterized by a curved yellow bill and prominent hollow casque. It is mainly frugivorous but also hunts small animals. Native to parts of South and Southeast Asia, including India, Bhutan, Nepal, China, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Indonesia. In India, it is found in the Western Ghats, Eastern Himalayas, Northeast, and parts of Central India. Inhabits tropical and subtropical evergreen and moist deciduous forests, preferring old growth trees with large cavities for nesting. Coastal sightings are highly unusual. It serves as the official state bird of both Kerala and Arunachal Pradesh. The Hornbill Festival, celebrated in Nagaland, is named after this, which is the most revered and admired bird for Nagas. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 4. Consider the following pairs. We have bioproducts and their examples. 1. Biopolymers, guaiol. 2. Bioadhesives, shellac. 3. Biopesticides, pheromones. How many of the pairs given above is or are correctly matched? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is option C. Bioproducts are fuels, chemicals, and materials produced from renewable biological sources such as crops, algae, agricultural waste, and trees. The image classifies bioproducts into key categories such as biopolymers, biochemicals, bioadhesives, biomedicines, and biopesticides. Some notable examples include biopolymers, guaiol, a desert shrub used to produce biorubber. Hence, pair 1 is correctly matched. Bioadhesives, shellac, a natural resin derived from insects used in wood finishes and adhesives. Hence, pair 2 is correctly matched. Biopesticides, pheromones which act as biochemical pesticides to disrupt insect mating and control pests naturally. Hence, pair 3 is correctly matched. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 5. Consider the following statements regarding dark matter. 1. It does not interact with electromagnetic forces, making it invisible to conventional detectors and instruments. 2. Neutralinos and sterile neutrinos, both hypothetical non-baryonic particles, are considered potential components of dark matter. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C. Dark matter is a form of matter that is entirely invisible, emitting no light or energy, making it undetectable by conventional sensors and detectors. Dark matter doesn't interact with electromagnetic forces, so it neither absorbs, reflects, nor emits light, making it hard to detect. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Composition of dark matter. Dark matter is thought to consist of non-baryonic WIMPs, weakly interacting massive particles, 10 to 100 times the mass of a proton, but weakly interacts with normal matter, making the detection difficult. Among WIMPs are neutralinos and sterile neutrinos. Both hypothetical non-baryonic particles are considered potential components of dark matter. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 6. Regarding the Aadhaar-enabled payment system, AEPS, consider the following statements. 1. It eliminates the need for OTPs, bank account details, and other financial information. 2. It was launched by the National Payment Corporation of India, a collaborative effort between the Reserve Bank of India and the Indian Banks Association. 3. It enables interoperability among different banks and financial institutions, allowing customers to access their bank accounts through micro ATM of any bank. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is option C. Aadhaar-enabled payment system. It eliminates the need for OTPs, bank account details, and other financial information. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The initiative was launched by the National Payments Corporation of India, a collaborative effort between the Reserve Bank of India and the Indian Banks Association. Hence, statement 2 is correct. It enables interoperability among different banks and financial institutions, allowing customers to access their bank accounts through any business correspondent or micro ATM of any bank. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 7. Which of the following conditions must be met to be considered a voter under Article 326 of the Constitution? 1. The individual must be a citizen of India. 2. The person must be at least 21 years of age on such date as may be fixed by the appropriate law. 3. The person should not be disqualified under the Constitution or any law made by the appropriate legislature. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A. 1 and 3 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option A. Article 326 of the Indian Constitution lays down the conditions for being a voter in elections to the House of the People or Lok Sabha and the legislative assemblies of states. The conditions mentioned in this article are adult suffrage. Elections to the House of the People and legislative assemblies of states are based on adult suffrage. Citizenship. The individual must be a citizen of India. Age. The person must be at least 18 years of age on such a date as may be fixed by the appropriate law. Qualification. The person should not be disqualified under the Constitution or any law made by the appropriate legislature. Disqualifications. Non-residence. A person who is not a resident of the constituency. Unsoundness of mind. A person who is deemed to be of unsound mind. Criminal activity. A person who has been convicted of a crime or is involved in corrupt or illegal practices. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 8. Which of the following are not the objectives of the recently formed Quad Critical Minerals Initiative? 1. Securing and diversifying reliable supply chains for critical minerals. 2. Recovering and reprocessing critical minerals from electronic waste. 3. Promoting the exclusive use of rare earth elements in military applications. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A. 1 and 2 only. B. 3 only. C. 2 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option B. The Quad, consisting of India, Australia, Japan and the United States, has launched an initiative aimed at securing critical mineral supply chains. The initiative responds to growing concerns over China's dominance in these vital resources essential for new technologies. The Quad Critical Minerals Initiative aims to create an alternative supply chain for critical minerals used in sectors like electric vehicles, electronics, and defense. It will strengthen cooperation on priorities such as securing and diversifying reliable supply chains and electronic waste, critical minerals recovery, and reprocessing. This initiative underscores the Quad's commitment to enhancing security and reducing dependency on a single dominant supplier. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 9. Regarding the 17th BRICS Summit, consider the following statements. 1. It adopted the Leaders' Framework Declaration on Climate Finance to mobilize resources for developing countries. 2. A partnership for the elimination of socially determined diseases, tuberculosis, to tackle health disparities was launched. 3. It agreed to form a BRICS Space Council for collaborative space exploration. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is option C. India's Prime Minister took part in the 17th BRICS Summit held in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, under the theme Strengthening Global South Cooperation for More Inclusive and Sustainable Governance, and signed the Rio de Janeiro Declaration. BRICS adopted the Leaders' Framework Declaration on Climate Finance to mobilize resources for developing countries and endorsed an MOU on the BRICS Carbon Market Partnership to enhance cooperation in carbon pricing and emissions trading. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It launched the Partnership for the Elimination of Socially Determined Diseases, tuberculosis, to tackle health disparities. Hence, statement 2 is correct. It adopted the Leaders' Statement on Global AI Governance, concluded the Data Economy Governance Understanding, and agreed to form BRICS Space Council for collaborative space exploration. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 10. Consider the following statements. 1. India signed the UN Convention Against Torture in 1997 but has not yet ratified it. 2. The D.K. Basu versus State of West Bengal case, 1997, laid down guidelines to prevent custodial torture and promote transparency in arrests and detentions. Which of the statements given above is or are not correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option D. India signed the UN Convention Against Torture in 1997 but has not yet ratified it. Hence, statement 1 is correct. While torture is indirectly addressed in laws like the Protection of Human Rights Act 1993, there is no standalone law criminalizing it, making existing provisions vague, inadequate, and lacking stringent penalties. The D.K. Basu versus State of West Bengal case 1997 laid down guidelines to prevent custodial torture and promote transparency in arrests and detentions. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Now, let us look at a practice question. Regarding the National Mission on Edible Oils, Oilseeds, NMEO oilseeds, consider the following statements. 1. It has been launched by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry and will be implemented over a 7-year period from 2024-25 to 2030-31. 2. It aims at increasing collection and extraction efficiency from secondary sources like cottonseed, rice bran, and pea-borne oils. 3. A 5-year rolling seed plan was introduced via the Sathi portal to help states establish tie-ups with seed-producing agencies. How many of the statements given above is or are not correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. Please provide your answers in the comment section.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.